Kundalini, according to Alice Bailey and the teachings of Djwal Khul, is actually the synthesis of three different fires: fire by friction, solar fire, and electric fire. These correspond broadly to matter, consciousness, and spirit, or active intelligence, love, wisdom, and will. So when someone tries to force Kundalini upwards simply because they want to, through mental effort or personality will, they are not necessarily awakening the complete Kundalini fire, if any. They may be stimulating only the lowest of the three fires, fire by friction or matter, and this is where things can become problematic. The etheric body contains what are described as webs around the chakras. When the energy is forced prematurely, these webs can be burned or destroyed before the system is actually prepared. And this is why the usual idea of Kundalini rises, the chakras awaken, spiritual awakening happens, is actually backwards. The process is the other way around. The centers gradually awaken. The person develops purity of life, emotional discipline, and spiritual will. The obstructions disappear. The channels become clear. And then, when the system is sufficiently prepared, the Kundalini fire can rise safely. So Kundalini rising is not the beginning of spiritual awakening. It is much closer to the result of a very advanced stage of spiritual development. In this teaching, the conscious and safe raising of this triple fire belongs to the path of initiation, and the person capable of doing this has already passed beyond the third initiation. So this is not something you need to worry about because you haven't experienced it. And you certainly don't need to think that you're spiritually behind because your Kundalini hasn't risen. Spiritual awakening is not synonymous with Kundalini rising. You can experience profound changes in consciousness, greater awareness, deeper intuition, greater love, transformation of the personality, and an increasing sense of spiritual purpose without experiencing what social media often calls a Kundalini awakening. So instead of asking, how do I raise my Kundalini? Perhaps the better question is, how do I develop myself so that I am prepared for whatever level of spiritual awakening is actually appropriate for me? Because Kundalini isn't something you have to force. It is the outcome of the development and integration of the whole system. So don't chase the fire. Do the work that prepares the vessel.